Proper nutrition is essential for a baby's growth and development, and their dietary needs must evolve as they progress through different infancy stages. So joining us today is Lauren Maneker, dietitian and certified lactation education counselor, and she's here to discuss the first 1,000 days and how parents can ensure babies are getting proper nutrition. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So tell us about the first 1,000 days and why it's so critical to a baby's growth and development.
So the first 1,000 days starts on the day of conception and it ends on the baby's second birthday. And during this window, that's when the brain is growing more rapidly than any other time in a person's life. And that is where certain nutrients come into play, and it's dependent on certain nutrients to help develop the building blocks for cognitive abilities, motor skills, and social and emotional development.
So what are the nutrients that are important during the first 1,000 days?
So the American Academy of Pediatrics has identified 14 nutrients that they call the building blocks for early brain development. And some of them include zinc, vitamin B12, vitamin A, choline, iodine, and protein, among others. There are three that need to be called out: vitamin B12, iodine, and choline, because they can have a time-sensitive impact during this time of development, which means that shortfalls during the first 1,000 days can have lifelong health implications for the child.
Why is iodine so nutritionally important during this time?
So iodine supports the structural formation of the brain, and it's necessary for nerve cells to grow, develop, and create connections with one another. The World Health Organization has suggested that iodine deficiency is the most significant cause of preventable brain damage and intellectual disability worldwide.
And what foods can moms and kids include in their diet to help during the first 1,000 days?
So the dairy milk and the lactose-free dairy milk both contain the same nutrients, and both contain 7 out of those 14 nutrients that the American Academy of Pediatrics has suggested as those building blocks for brain development. So dairy milk is certainly a win in my book. We also need to focus on things like those leafy greens that provide folate, which is a key nutrient during pregnancy. And then one that a lot of people miss the boat on are those oily cold water fish, like salmon or mackerel, that provides really important fatty acids that also help support brain health.
And what are some creative ways to include dairy milk in meals and snacks for both mothers and toddlers, especially for those picky eaters?
Yes, and I have one of those picky eaters at home, so I know all too well. I love smoothies. I think smoothies are just easy. They're customizable. You can add your dairy milk. You can add some fruits, veggies, yogurt, oats. What I do at home is I make a very basic smoothie, including dairy milk, and then I tell people to just add certain nutrients based on their needs and where they are. So if somebody is in their first trimester and they're experiencing nausea, make your basic dairy smoothie and then add some fresh ginger to it. For those kids that are already consuming dairy milk, you can make the same basic smoothie, but maybe add some avocado to sneak in some of those healthy fats in there.
And where can we go for more information?
So you could go to 1000days.org or gonnaneedmilk.com.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.